Okay, welcome back to A Mind for Life. This is the second video in the Meelod DK200 review. It's going to be 3 videos. The first video we just had, which would cover the unboxing and the build. This video number 2, is going to cover the specs and the performance. Okay, now keep in mind, I've ridden this bike over 160 miles. So it's not just like I unboxed it and went around the block and told you guys something. I'm going to give you all those specs, but understand I'm giving it to you from a point of view of over 160 miles on this. I reached back out to the manufacturer and talked to them a little bit, expressed my liking for the bike, and they gave me a discount code for you guys by making this review. If I tell the world about the bike, which I do want to do. So the discount code is in the description, and I'll see you at the end of the video. Let's get right into the specs and performance on the bike. Peace. Alright, I wanted to start this second video right away with the no load speed test. I'm going to hit the throttle. This is straight out of the box. So I haven't done anything. I haven't ridden a bike, just brought it inside. And the LCD screen has a couple miles logged on it. That's the way it came from the factory. I think it came with about 8 miles on it. And so to do this no load speed test, basically I just lean the bike on its side on the kickstand and then hit the throttle. So boom, there you go. It gets to a max of 34.7 miles per hour on a no load speed test. 34.7 miles per hour, which I think is pretty good. This bike is a beast. It's not okay. Let me stop. Okay, let's get right into the specs. We have a 48 12.5 amp hour lithium ion battery. We have 750 watt brushless motor. We have 4x20 fat tires. We have LCD display, front suspension, integrated head and tail lights, metal fenders, max speed of 32 miles per hour, max battery life of 60 miles. All right, okay, there are all the specs. Bottom left hand corner is a link, and this is the Meelod DK200. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go right into up close and personal with the bike. I'm at a beautiful spot here in nature, and you're going to see that in the third video. I'm going to have a lot of riding videos where I give final thoughts and recommendations. So let's go right up to this bike. All right, there you go. The seat. I love this seat. It's firm. It's very durable. But it's not so hard. It's just right. There's the logo on the back of the seat. I keep harping on these logos and this branding. You'll find out in the third video why I'm talking about this so much. Yeah, the seat is very firm, but it's not hard. I wouldn't describe it as hard. And it's fitting for the bike at this type of speeds that you're going at. Distances too. Distances make a difference in this case. Let's take a look at the battery. I love this logo. It's like a black mirror finish. Sometimes it looks like a mirror, sometimes it looks black. There's a little logo on the back. Here's the battery indicator light. You just press that and you can see there's where you unlock the battery. Take it out. Go to this side. Same thing. Check out that logo. Really sweet. There's the on and off switch for a battery. There's where you plug your charger up at. Right there. Okay. And I'm going to talk about this in a second, but it takes about 4 to 6 hours to charge this battery from, pretty empty. There's a formula for that. I'll go into depth on the third video. LCD screen, bright enough, very bright. In daytime, I see it all the time. So very simple, minimalistic. Handlebars are good. Yeah, the handlebars are good. They're nice and firm. The brakes, that's metal. That's not plastic. Nah. The cable management is really sweet. It's simple, but it's sweet. I wanted the reflector on because I want people to be able to see me in the daytime. There's a little bell, which works fine. Now let's check out this headlight. Headlight is very bright. You're going to see that in a couple minutes. Very bright. I put it on with a bracket right here, right where the fender joins right there. I wish they had two brackets going back here, because when you ride at top speed at night, it doesn't wiggle like it's loose, but it jiggles. There's a fender, metal, nice and sturdy, suspension. There is no adjusting on that suspension. It's just what you get. All right. So you got your nut down there with a little safety latch. 4x20 knobby tires. You got a mechanical brakes over here, which work very well, by the way. Okay, pedals, put those on. They're very light too, which is important for this type of bike. Kickstand. Kickstand has been sturdy, guys. I've ridden this bike at this point over 180 miles, and nothing is getting loose and cheap. Disc brakes in the back as well. Okay. Now, what I'm doing now is I want to show you the hub of the wheel. All right, there you go. There's a branding. Again, you'll find out why I'm talking about this. And I also want to show you, a lot of videos don't show you these little things like this, but if you're really interested in this bike, you want to know more about it. Here is where you can see, the watt of the motor, the voltage of the battery, and the tire size. And then there's some serial numbers over there. So you can see that little piece right there. It's just like a single gear. I didn't want to have a cassette back there and deal with the dirt and switching. Back tail light is very bright. I'm going to show you that in a minute. You can put your accessory thing right there, whatever you want, water bottle, bag. I like to strip down, blacked out look. I don't want a bunch of stuff on there. Those little Velcro wraps just cover some of the wiring that's underneath the frame. All right. Again, you can pull that headlight out. You can take it out from that little thing I showed you right there, that little connection. All right, so that gives you an up close and personal view of the Meelod DK200. All right, I'm in nature enjoying myself with this. And now we're about to turn over into looking at like something from their website. So this just gives you an idea of what the dimensions are of the bike. I think the seat height is about 33 inches. I'm 5'7", 5'8", and I can flat foot this bike. So, these bench style seats are not adjustable on these bikes, guys. All right. So they say 5'3" to 6'2". Well, I'm about 5'7", 5'8". This is the way I charge the battery right quickly. I want to show you this. Don't like to put them on the floor where there's a bunch of dirt and stuff like that. When the battery is fully charged, the charger turns off, but the light indicator light stays on. This is some certification stuff, which is important now. The UL Underwriters Laboratory symbol is back there. You can go back and look at that. This is the headlight at night. I want to show you guys this. Look how bright that is. Yeah, you're going to see me or see you riding this bike from a distance. And you can't get a great view. I will show you some riding footage at night in a minute and in the third video. But look at that headlight. Look how bright that is. So, okay, so this is some riding footage at night. Just quickly, city. I'm on the sidewalk.
There we go. So you may not even need a headlight here, but I like to be seen. You know, this bike goes pretty fast and it has a lot of torque. So it's good to be seen, especially at night, even in well-lit environments like this. You know, I still want to be seen. You can see the headlight is making a lot of little details visible. Like, especially with a fat tire bike, you want to know what's on the road too, that you're riding over. Make sure you don't roll over something that could puncture your tire. So we're going to get a little bit more into this nighttime footage in the third video. Accessories. All right, we're covering it all in this video. This is the inner tube. These are things you need to take with you when you, especially when you go far. If you're just riding around the block, that's different. Going far, there's your inner tube, gloves. There's your patch kit. Yeah, you have different size patches. You know, tire lever, 15-inch wrench. This is for the front tire, guys, okay? This is for the front tire. The back tire has a bigger system. It has a bigger screws and nuts because there's a lot of torque back there. That's where your motor is at. So you get that, you know, you don't want your wheel flying off. So this is a 19 millimeter wrench right here. I got this for like $2 at a neighborhood bike shop. $2. Little handy pump. This is a good quality pump. It's metal. You need you a tire pressure gauge there. Allen keys. And this is my trusty Leatherman. So I use this for many different things. It's steel. I've had it for a few years. It's awesome. Helmet. You know, gotta have a helmet. And this is a nice helmet. It has some lights on the back, and you can actually see there, get different lights. There you go. Blacked out helmet, pretty much. And this is a chain cleaner and lube. Now you do this every 150 miles, it says. Um, I, I do it a little bit more frequent than that. And there's some debate about what type of chain lube you should get. But White Lightning is fine. Um, yeah, you can research that yourself. That's what I use. Also add a few zip ties. If you have to take the back wheel off, you're going to have to unplug the power supply from the controller to the motor. That's that one little cord. And you have to cut the zip tie to do that. I recommend keeping your inner tube in a box or in a plastic Ziploc baggie because even though it's in your little case or backpack or bag, there's other debris in there. You don't want to get a little piece of plastic stuck on your inner tube and then you go put it in your tire and it's still just stuck on there. So keep it in a box, I recommend. Everything you saw on the floor is in this bag except that inner tube. And you can see how big the bag is. A little triangle bag, a little bigger than my hand. So if you do things right, if you pack it right, you can get everything in there. And again, if you're going long distances, I definitely recommend taking these things with you. You don't want to get out somewhere and not be prepared. So everything is in the little containers. I've had this bag for I got it in 2020. So I've had it for a few years now. Security. All right. Security can mean many things. I'm not going to get into that right now. Um, U-lock. U-lock's the best. That's a steel U-lock. You can't just clip that off with little wire cutters and stuff like that. If you look up Bike Index where you register your bike, they recommend using U-locks. Bike stores I've been to recommend using U-locks. This cable came with that U-lock. All right. And that just helps to extend the U-lock basically to where you can get your tires in there, a rear tire, a front tire. Always lock your frame up. You know, always lock your frame to something stable. I'll show you a couple pics where this bike has been locked up. All right, so that's bringing our video to a close, and you can see I'm just chilling right here by the waterfall. On this particular ride, I was about 30 miles from home. I had about, out of 6 notches on my battery, I had 4. And I'll talk about that in the third video. There's a battery management system that you need to have as a person. There's one physically in the battery, but you need to be your own battery management system.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. That covered what you need to know about this particular bike as far as its specs and its performance. And again, this is with over 160 miles riding a bike. And this is a personal thing for me. As you can kind of see from these videos, it's not just a cut and dried informational video. I'm a rider. I ride bikes. I prefer to ride bikes in many cases. So upgrading to an electric bike allowed me to go much further than I've been before. So you'll see in this last video, which is going to be the wrap-up video of my thoughts and my recommendations for the bike, I'm going to give you a little bit more insight about my journey with the Meelod DK200. And keep in mind, there is a discount code in the description for you guys where you can get a really nice discount. It's a really nice discount that you can get on that. All right, so let's get on with the third video for this. All right.